Hello all, welcome to another video tutorial. This video tutorial is on HTML, CSS and I'll be using a bit of JavaScript. And in this particular video tutorial, I'll be building a home index menu and I'll be showing you the hamburger menu. So hamburger menu is something like that. As we all know that hamburger are buns or buns in particular, and within these bread buns some stuffings of food like tomato and onions, maybe chicken is stuffed within the bread. In a similar fashion, in hamburger menu it looks something like a three dots, and within these three dots some website links are being stuffed into those three dots, so that's why it's known as hamburger menu. As you can all see that inside of in front of the screen a page is being kept open where a simple navigation of home, about, courses, faculty, placement and contact is being written. So it has a body of welcome to computer training and some dummy text of Lorem Ipsum. Now if I right click on this particular menu and then click on inspect, so this is hamburger menu. If the screen resolution has been set to less than 400 pixel, so let me make the screen a little bigger. So if when the screen is being stacked to less than 400 pixels, this hamburger menu button comes in, and when you click on this hamburger menu button, there is an alert box and this menu shows up. When you click again on, so the alert box is doing nothing in here. The alert box I have kept it so that the click function is being properly working or not. For that reason I placed this alert button, but actually this alert button has no function to this. It has no relation with this particular hamburger menu index page. So this is how it works, and let me build the home page all from the scratch, that how can you create a hamburger menu. So whenever the screen is being set to a smaller screen resolution, so it will be hidden. So how you can do that? So keeping things simple, I'll be making a new folder in the desktop. I'll be naming it hamburger, and inside this hamburger I'll be creating this particular project. So let me quickly open up command prompt cmd, and then I will be opening up code dot, so writing these things. This particular folder will be loaded to your Visual Studio Code. So within this particular folder I will be placing three files. One will be a main HTML file, so I will be naming the main HTML file such as hamburger.html. Let me quickly generate some boilerplate code. For some reason there is no suggestions, I don't know why. Okay, let's save the page. Let's place exclamatory marks. Okay, it has come, and we will be having a style. So for the style I'll be requiring a style sheet. So I'll be writing link and then select the CSS section, and the name of the page is hamburger.html. The CSS file will be hamburger.css, and there will be also a script tag. So I will be saying that script src, and it will be named in the name as the name of the parent HTML. Just there will be an extension of JS. Okay, so far so good, this looks promising. Let me create the hamburger.css file, and I'll be creating this hamburger.js file. Now the time comes to write the main particular code all the way from the scratch. Let me save the file up to this section. So we'll be having a navigation menu, so I'll be saying nav, and within this navigation menu to have a menu, the index menu, we build it using unordered list. So I will be saying ul, and inside that there will be some list item, so li, and within this li there will be an anchor tag. So a link and basically it will point to nothing, it will be just a blank, and I will be saying home. Let me clear out these blank spaces. So in Visual Studio Code there is a shortcut. The lines which I have selected, if I just press Alt, Shift and down arrow, that particular lines of code gets duplicated. So I will be saying home, and then there will be about, then there will be courses, and then there will be, apart from courses, there will be something like faculty, and then you need to contact us, so there will be a contact. So far so good. Now we'll be having some body element, that is some textual content that will be displayed. So if I refer the particular this particular there is a body content, welcome to computer training, this is, which is not responsive, but by this particular menu is responsive. So I will be saying after this particular navigation element, after this navigation there will be h1, and it will be saying welcome to study point, maybe study point computer center. Though I don't work here, still I can name it as study point. Let's not take anything and then there will be a p tag. Within that there will be a simple lorem of maybe 50, and I will be pressing Ctrl A Alt Z for the auto fit. Let me cancel this particular button and Alt Z. Fine. So wrapping has been done. Now comes the portion for the CSS and to work with it. So within navigation we are having UL. So this is not formatted properly. Let me save the file, Ctrl S. Fine. So in your case, if the formatting doesn't work properly, go to here and then search for here user snippet. There is something like preference. So settings, and here search for format. So default formatter, format on save, you can select prettier from here, auto pape it, and there are so you need to take a look into there are several way to format the code. So I am using prettier to format the code. This is auto pape 8. Okay, fine. Formatting. So basically there is a extension known as prettier. Search for it in the Google. Prettier, TTI, yeah, prettier, this one. You need to enable this particular code formatting, so that install can be just with a button of click. So what this prettier formatter does is that, see the alignment in my code. Within navigation there is UL, then there is LI. This kind of alignment is being brought about by prettier, and we have the also the Ritik Days live server enabled, so that any changes made to the HTML program, it will be reflected without pressing the, here it is, live server by Ritik Day. So any changes being made to this particular HTML file, whenever you are loading this into your browser, make some changes, and without pressing F5, that particular formatting change will be reflected. Okay, so let's move back to coding. So I'm inside hamburger.js. First of all, let me open this HTML file and let's see how it looks. So it looks something like this. Let me make it a bit smaller. Click on this section and Windows, make it smaller, and Windows left arrow, and then select this one. Okay, the both of the pages are being opened side by side. Now I will be making some changes, and let's see how it goes. So let me quickly move to the CSS section and apply the CSS. So we have the UL. So I want the UL, the display to be flex. So whenever you are saying that display to be flex, everything inside will be in a inline type of element, and I will be saying that background will be gray. Yeah, gray. Let me save the file. So there are bullets being associated with the home and about. So let me remove the bullets. For that reason, we can do is that UL, and inside that there are list item, and I will be saying that uh, the list style. So we have the list style disk, we have the list style circle and square. So we can easily say that list style equals to none to remove the bulleted list, and I can give a spacing. So I'll be saying padding 2 em, so 2 line height. So em are something which is according to the line height. So this is the section, and I want to remove the underline under the menu sections. So the underline is brought about by UL and A tags, and it will be having a text decoration of none. None. So the underline have gone, and maybe I can increase the font size as well. So I'll be saying that the font size will be maybe 15px. Let's see how it looks. No, it didn't make any difference. So 25px. Yeah, it is a bit bigger than the earlier it was showing. So maybe 35px. 35 will be too more. It was 20, so 25, maybe 29px. And I'll be giving it a color of white, maybe wheat, and the font style will be bolder. Font style, font weight bolder, font weight is bolder. Let me save the file. This is how it's looking. So far so good, and there is no hovering effect in here. So let me give a effect of hovering. So UL, and when I hover over that particular element, there will be a background of, say, maybe blue. Let me first select blue, and then I will be changing the color. I will be selecting a lighter shade of blue. So maybe this one, okay, fine, this one is fine. Let me save the file and let's see how it looks. So it is taking for all the, okay, so UL hover means over the UL sections. It's not UL hover, it will be LI hover, the list items hovered. So individual item, when hovered over them, then there is a particular background effect. So far so good. So now what I will be doing is that if you could remember the slide the website which I was showing earlier, home will be selected by default, but this about courses and all these things will be hidden by default. So let me wrap all of this course inside a particular D. So let me move back to my HTML, and I'll be here giving some classes. So the class name will be maybe menu, not menu. So this is a item. Let me make it, so I'll be toggling. So I'll be saying toggle, TOGGLE, toggle. Let me cut this portion of text, Control X, and move all the way across to the down. Before ending the UL, let me paste it here and save the file. Now the problem is that it is being displayed, so div element is being considered another block element. So what I will be doing is that I will be going to the CSS section, and this particular name is toggle. So class is for dot, and has is for ID. So we use classes to extract we use the classes for CSS styling, and IDs for JavaScript element, to make some effect, make some changes with the Java. So here I will be saying that display equals to flex to match the parent content, and okay, fine. Now comes the portion in which there will be a button in here. So let me, so that particular button, hamburger menu button. So let me move in here and add two buttons. After the navigation, you will, yeah, here let me add two buttons. So I'll be giving a button, and inside that button there will be a image. So I will be selecting the image from a website, and the name of that website is, let me move to Chrome. and I'll be inside Google Chrome. I'll be searching for tabular icons. Tabular icons. From here I will be searching for the hamburger. Hamburger. Okay, so let me uh, hamburger. Okay, fine. Press enter. So here is a hamburger menu. Select on it and copy SVG. Now let me roll back to my CSS. I mean my HTML file and paste this section. Let me save the file and move to the. Let's see how it looks. So I need to place this particular button to the upper right corner. So for this particular for this particular scenario, what I will be doing is that I will be wrapping the button also. To identify the button, I will be giving it some classes. So I will be saying button, and then I will be naming it as class menu, and I will be giving it ID of menu to work with the CSS section. For the JavaScript I will be using this ID. And okay, so far so good. So for the styling section, I will be moving to the CSS file, and I will be saying that the name of the button is within menu. So what I will be saying is that menu, and I will be giving a CSS to the menu as such that its position will be absolute, and it has a top of 0, and let me make it right align. So right 0. Let me save the file, and it has moved to the right section. Initially its display will be none. Initially nothing will be displayed for it, so it has it has gone, it is stayed hidden. Now what I'll be doing is that I need to move into the smaller screen orientation. So in the hamburger HTML I'll be okay, so in the CSS section I'll be saying that @media, and for the screen sizes and max width 400 px, and if the screen size is below 400 px, the button will be displayed. So button block. Let me save the file. Now there is some error. So button block so button and its display will be block. Let me save the file. Let me click on inspect, and let's see if the effect has come or not. So the button is still not displayed. Let me make it a little bigger. No, the button is not being displayed. So I have said that if the button display block, initially the menu list item ULA li hover toggle menu is the menu item is for the so the menu item is for the button class. So what I can say that instead of menu, I can here say menu and display block, and let me move to, let's see if it has come or not. So it's 680. So now it's still not showing up. 557, 461. So if it's less than 400, so here okay, so the it has come. Let me make it a little bigger 390, and it has gone. Fine. So this is menu display block. Now there will be some other also, so some other effects. So what I am saying is that within this HTML, this home button will be static, it won't change, but this toggle will change. So let me give it an ID of toggle, and we'll be changing the behavior of this particular menu with our JavaScript. Let me save the file. So let me declare a var, and so we will be associating button, then document. We can use the get element by ID or query selector. And for the button we have a class of, let me move to HTML. So the button has a class of menu, so we'll be saying dot menu, and there is another one var for the menu item. So menu document dot query selector, and it is named by dot toggle, or we can use the hash also since it has the ID of toggle. So what I will be doing is that I will be adding an event listener to this particular button. So we will be adding add event listener, and we will be associating with a button of click, and then we will be associating with a function of foo. Now let's declare the function foo. So what I will be saying that first of all, let me check whether this button is being clicked and is working properly or not. So if it is clicked, there will be an alert box for clicked, and then there will be if not. So we have the toggle inside the menu. Toggle means that particular div section. Other than the home, the other menu items are within this toggle section. So inside menu we have, apart from the home, the other menu items. So I'll be saying that menu dot class list dot contains. So we'll be attaching a property open. If it is not open, what will be happening is that menu dot class list dot add will be adding one more property to it, open. And if it's not the scenario, then we'll be removing this particular class list section. So menu dot class list dot open, Control C. Let me paste it in here, Control V, and instead of adding, we will remove. So we have the toggle, and toggle, another class item will be added, toggle open and toggle only toggle. So what will be the changes in those two scenarios, toggle and no toggle? So what we will be saying is that within this particular CSS section, when the screen size is below 400 px, when we are having toggle and then attaching open with it, we'll be having a display of block, and the flex direction will be column, fine. And if it is not the scenario, then if the button is clicked again, so when this open property is being removed, when it is only toggle, then its display will be none. That means nothing will be shown, it will be stay hidden. Now let me move to my here, and let's see how it looks. Clicked, the menu is showing. This is 725 px. So let me make some changes to my CSS file. Max 400 pixel, let me increase it to 500 pixel or maybe 600 pixel. Save the file and let me reload the file, hamburger.html, open with live server. Let me open it in full screen, right click, inspect. So we'll have to less than 600 pixel, so 611 599. So here we are having the hamburger button menu. If you click on it, the menu is being displayed, but this menu is not under home section. So what we will be doing is that we'll be moving to our Visual Studio Code, and we'll be making some changes to the CSS file. So display flex direction, fine. So we'll be giving a UL. So inside UL everything is present. So we'll be saying it display block, so that everything is block element, everything is being treated as block element. So now let's open the HTML file one more time, open with live server. Let me right click and press inspect, and let me make the screen a bit smaller. So it's 599 px. Let me click on it, okay. So the menu is coming, and when I'm clicking on it, okay, and the menu is being hidden. Let me click on it, clicked OK, and when again I am clicking on it, it's closed. And let me also show you what this particular show and hidden, how it works. So let me press here navigation section, and inside unordered list, so it is showing toggle. Now click on the button. So see, here it is written toggle open. Wherever I am moving my mouse pointer, see it is written toggle open. Whenever we are clicking this menu button again, this toggle open is going, I mean it's getting vanished. So that's all for this responsive page. Responsive, okay, I mean hamburger menu. So if you feel free to comment, I mean give some comment in my comment section if you want to get hold of this particular code snippet. So before ending the video, I will be summarizing what I did. So I did a home, which is the main menu, and under it there is a toggle. Inside the toggle there are other menu items present, and there is a button with ID of menu, and inside that button there is a image which I used from this particular website. The image is from tabler.io, tabler icon. Go to Google and search for tabler icon, TABLER, tabler icons, and from there search for that icons to be used. Now let's move to this hamburger.js. So inside this particular hamburger.js, we have this button, menu, and a menu of toggle. So we are associating some add event listener to this particular button. Add event listener clicked, and there is a function. So whenever the menu is being contains open, we are adding open and close, and here is the code for it. So unordered list, display flex background, and the list item is list style none. So in the unordered list item, the list style is none, padding is 2 em. Unordered list display is giving flex and background is gray. And the list item is list style none, padding is 2 em. And for the ULA section, the text decoration is none, font size is 29px, color is wheat, font weight is bolder. So the phone was ringing, and I have totally lost, I mean what I was designing, or how to explain this properly. So I have explained it properly from the start to the end, but when I am trying to revise it, this phone keeps on ringing. So phones can be sometimes very distracting. So UL display item flex background, okay. So whenever you are saying display item flex, it is being aligned side by side horizontally, and the list style type none, padding 2 em. So whenever I say the list type is none, so under the list items, the disk which is being given to the list item ULLI, those are being removed, and there is a ULA. For the anchor, we have the text decoration as none, font size is 29px, and color equal to wheat, font size is bolder, and there is a over the list item, if I hover my mouse, there is a background, and then there is a toggle, and this toggle flex means this toggle is under home section. So home is inside, this is home UL. So whenever saying toggle display flex, it is moving that particular, other than home, the other menu items under it. So we are saying dot menu position absolute top. So initially this menu means the button, it will stay hidden, and then comes the screen resolution size, and that's pretty much about it. When the screen size is below 600 pixel, if it is dot open, then other than the home, the other menu items will be display block, and whenever I am clicking the button again, the open, this particular thing, this particular property is being removed from that class list, that is that particular device element, and then the display equal to none means home, other than the home, whatever is under toggle. So under toggle there are several menu items, so under toggle these are all the menu items, it gets hidden. And whenever I am clicking on that button again, then toggle open is being associated with this particular toggle button here. We're associating a ID of open class list. We are adding a class list of open. So toggle dot open display block flex direction column, and toggle dot display none. When again we are clicking on the button, this open, this particular item is being removed and the display is none. So this is how you can create a hamburger menu of your own. So let me know in the comment section how you like the video, and throw some like, subscribe to my channel to boost my self motivation to make more of such videos. And feel free to comment if you want to get hold of this particular CSS and HTML code for the hamburger menu. Do Google for Prettier, the code extension, and for the Prettier. The live server is by Ritik Day, and there is an extension for Prettier for this particular code formatting. Under the body there is navigation, this particular alignment, it is brought about by Prettier, and this is Visual Studio Code. And for HTML and CSS, these two particular extension is a must, that is Prettier, and another one is the live server by Ritik Day. So before ending the session, I will be again showing with my open with my live server and showing at the end of it, so how it looked. So this is how this is looking, and if I right click and click on inspect, so if I make the screen a bit smaller, so here it is, here is the button, and whenever the screen is over 600 pixel, this menu button is getting, I mean the menu button is getting disappeared, and under 600 pixel this menu button is coming. I am clicking on this button, and here is the menu section, and again when I am clicking on this button, here is the menu section. So this is all about my this particular hamburger menu tutorial. If you have liked it, subscribe to my channel, do some comment, and to boost my self motivation, as I have already said. Thank you guys, happy coding.